family. I'm Victoria and this is my husband Aaron. And in the spirit of Texans helping Texans,
we're going to show you how to make a quick, easy pasta pomodoro.
Let's get started.
So we're going to start by adding a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil.
And what kind of heat do you have on the pan?
It's about a medium heat.
Did you have to wait for it to heat up before you put the oil in?
You don't have to do that. I started it a little before I put the oil in, but you really don't. That doesn't matter. But it's a good question. We've got the olive oil in, and once it starts to shimmer, so it looks like it's, you don't want it to smoke, but once it starts to look, it starts to shimmer, you're going to start adding the other ingredients. So it's been on heat for about a minute, and it looks like it's ready. So we're going to start adding onion. Here it's sizzling a little bit, and I'm going to move that around. This is a great pan. It's non-stick. It retains heat well. I really like cooking with it.
And it's also from H-E-B. It's from their own brand called Kitchen and Table. It's basically a tier 1 cookware, but not at a tier 1 pricing.
And this is about 3 years old, so it's held up really well, and I cook all the time. And I'm going to add the red pepper flakes now. And that's going to put a nice heat into the oil, which is going to translate into a nice subtle, not overpowering heat, a really nice flavor ultimately in the sauce. Let that go. So we want these to start to brown a little bit. We don't want them to, of course, burn or become really charred looking. So I'm just going to get them a nice golden color. And the way I do it, I like to add the garlic after, because they're in smaller pieces and it will cook faster. So the onion's in there now. It smells wonderful. There's something really special about the smell of onions sauteed in good olive oil. And like any dish, really the foundation of great food is great ingredients. And so we're able to buy all of these ingredients at our H-E-B. And so it's really convenient to go. It's a one-stop shop. And so it's definitely important to buy good ingredients if you want to have good food. And so we were able to find all these things at our nearby. The garlic in now. And I would say every stove is different, so I'd hesitate to give you an exact time that you need to cook this. This is a gas stove, so just keep an eye on it. Don't walk away. But like I said, we wanted to start getting a nice light golden brown. So the garlic and onion are about where I want them to be. And I'm about to add in the San Marzano tomatoes. So San Marzano, it's a region in Italy. It's really crucial. These are really wonderful tomatoes, so I recommend using these if you can. They're really nice. They're a little sweet, so they're not going to be as tart as typical canned tomatoes. They're going to make the dish really come together. And I like to you can put them in a blender, you can puree them if you want, or smash them with the potato masher. I like to use my hands. Honestly, the hand is the best cooking utensil we have. So I just, of course, with clean hands, go in and crush them up, and I think it gives them a nice, great texture, breaks them up, and you don't need a machine for it. So I'm going to add those now. Be careful, it's going to splatter. Be aware of that. And again, use my hands to just kind of extract it out of there. And remove the ribs. And now, we're just going to stir this. And the instructions say 5 to 8 minutes. Again, like I mentioned, each stove is different. So I would start with 5. It's not an exact number. You're just going to kind of see at what point you think it looks good and thick. Everything's nicely mixed together. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes and the sauce is looking really nice. It's bubbling away. Everything's come together. It's looking like a good consistent sauce. And it's time to put the pasta in. So this is rigatoni.
And traditionally it is done with spaghetti, but we are in day 5,000 of quarantine and we're just using what's in our pantry, so we're just going with rigatoni. So you can use any kind of pasta.
And the recommended cooking time for this is 12 to 13 minutes. I cooked it for 10, and that's important because it's going to finish cooking in the sauce. And so why do we do that? Well, the reason is you really want this to absorb some of that sauce and really impart that nice flavor in the pasta. So it's not fully cooked. So if you fully cook it and then put it in there, you might get a soggy mess. So I definitely cut off about 2 minutes from the recommended cooking time. and cook it to your liking in the sauce. Another important thing, and this is for, I think, almost any pasta dish. Take this out of here. Okay, it's a bit of a busy pan, but we'll make it work.
It's delicious.
We're going to add at least 2 tablespoons of the pasta water. So we cooked this in very, very salty water. Salt in the water is going to first flavor the pasta, and also we made it pretty starchy, pretty thick. So I only put about 1.5 inches of water above to cover the pasta, so not a full pot of water. I did that because nice starchy water is going to make for a thicker sauce. Okay, so we're going to mix the pasta in the sauce. This is, again, a really nice pan because it doesn't stick. So if you can just kind of flip it like that, you can nicely mix up your pasta and your sauce. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes in here cooking in this nice sauce. And now we're going to add the remaining ingredients. So that would be 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And then this is a 1/2 cup of Parmesan or Reggiano cheese. We're going to add about half of that. The remainder is going to be for serving, so it's okay if you don't get that exactly right. So put that in, kind of dust it around evenly. And that's going to, a little more than half, but that's okay. Going to melt in there. And like I said, since the pasta is cooking in this, it's going to be absorbing that nice flavor. Heat to about medium. And I'm going to add the basil now. It doesn't really matter how you cut the basil. I like to, it's called a chiffonade, thin strips. You can tear it with your hands if you want. It's more a matter of appearance. I like this because it makes for thin strips, so you're going to distribute it a little more evenly. But however you like to cut it or tear it, that's fine. And the remainder will be for the garnish. Okay, so now the cooking is complete. I'm going to add the remaining Parmesan cheese and the basil as mainly as a garnish, but also, of course, they're going to add some flavor. And then, of course, season it to your liking. We'll probably put some more red pepper flakes on it just to give it a little more spice. Black pepper is always good. And so don't think that you're limited in the spices and things you can put on this. But as you can see, this is a quick, easy, tasty dinner and something you can make on a weeknight, even after coming home from work. Just try and distribute it evenly. Nice basil. Nice. And that's it.